What would an iPod look like in 2025? What would an iPod look like in 2025? And now I... What would an iPod look like in 2025? I started modeling it, but it didn't feel right, so I tried again. And instead, I chose to redesign the iPod Nano. And I got a brilliant idea, a dial to navigate the interface with skip and play buttons. I couldn't forget about the headphone jack. USB-C? Obviously. I got a special idea for the colors. Why aren't they making this already? And now I wonder... What would an iPod... What would an iPod look...
Oh, so now you're getting... Oh, so... Oh, so now you're getting... Blocked. Blocked. Oh.
I keep it undercover. Living my... I keep it undercover. Living my life on red alert. Doing my thing, I'll make it work. No, I'm the... I keep
Do not buy a Lamborghini Huracan. Do not buy a Lamborghini Huracan until you know this. Recently, I drove a Lamborghini Huracan for the first time. To Do not buy a Lamborghini Huracan until you know this. Recently, I drove a Lamborghini Huracan for the first time, and one thing that I didn't expect might ruin this car for a lot of the people who want to buy one. See, I'm only 5'9", but when I get in the Lamborghini Huracan, you'll realize that the roof is extremely slanted and super low. So even though I'm only 5'9", I'm pretty much looking at the roof here. And when I come up to stoplights, I have to duck my head just to see the lights. Now for me, that's not really a deal breaker, but I think that if you're anyone over 6 foot tall, this car would be really hard to see out of. Do not buy a Lamborghini Huracan.
I was ready to fall in love with some. I was ready. So save me from my misery. I'll drown in this uncertainty. Just tell me that it's all in my head. I was ready to fall in love with somebody and love somebody like you. So save me.
Every morning, tell yourself today. Every morning, tell yourself today. Every morning, tell yourself today is going to be a good day. Positivity attracts positivity, like a magnet. The brighter we shine, the more good things we attract. Every morning, tell yourself, hey,
Oh my.
Beat me, hate me, you can never beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Cue me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Beat me.
colors and promises. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid? Heart beats fast.
ਲਾ ਕੇ ਆਈ ਨੀ ਗਿਣਾਏ ਘਾਟੇ ਵਾਦੇ ਕਦੇ ਬੰਦ ਰਾਖੀ ਸਦਾ ਕਾਪੀ ਮੈਂ ਹਿਸਾਬਾਂ ਵਾਲੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਠੋਕਰਾਂ ਤੇ ਮਿਲੇ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਆਈ ਨੀ ਗਿਣਾਏ ਘਾਟੇ ਵਾਦੇ ਕਦੇ
Welcome to
What's up, my gang? Welcome to Hood. Pune chirip kara dekho wonder do. Mego gang send their I'm news reveal chidbo ju. Jab young watch the hood with a big all on the mood. What's up, my gang? Welcome to Hood. Pune chirip.
Oh Lord, I need you now.
Welcome to the penthouse of the Waldorf Astoria. Welcome to Welcome to the penthouse of the Waldorf Astoria. Here we have an amazing property. It's 360-degree views. Come on in. And here you have a gourmet kitchen. You have dining. You have a bar here. Now you're in the primary suite. And then you have an amazing bathroom here. Welcome to
I got something to believe in, something to believe in. Your touch is like my therapy. It's a drug that I can never leave. That you're calling on my name, you're making my mind accelerate. Every breath of you's like a hurricane. Ooh, I'm gonna say the I'm gonna say the word and we'll take it down to the darker side of this paradise.
Can either be an expense or an investment. That's why I only have one woman. Because I like to make sure that the time I spend with her, along with the money and energy I invest, comes back to me in some way. A lot of men waste their time jumping from date to date, woman to woman, hoping to get a few kisses, wondering who they'll sleep with tonight. And maybe, just maybe, they get lucky once in a blue moon. But do you know how much time, money, and energy they waste on that? The number of creative texts they have to send, the bad jokes they have to come up with just to keep a conversation alive, the countless meals they have to pay for at restaurants they'd never go to otherwise, the empty conversations they have to sit through.
Me and me and me and me and more me. Enough about me. Now tell me about you. I want to know what you think about me.
They invest so much, and in the end, they're not even building anything. Meanwhile, I put in half the effort, but into just one woman.
Look at this healthy and nutritious recipe I found on Instagram. I made it all from scratch. Smooch, hope you like it.
I eat delicious, healthy meals every day.
Paco, how can you sleep with your mattress on the floor? And that chair, you're gonna mess up your back.
I have a nice house that she have been decorating. When I have a bad day, I come home to hugs and a warm meal, and in just 30 minutes, we're relaxed, and I've already forgotten whatever was bothering me. Plus, she loves pleasing me, and we do way crazier things than you'd ever do with someone you just met. She invests in me, and I invest in her. We're building a future together. The people who claim they're free because they have no commitments, they don't even have the level of intimacy I do. In fact, they barely have a sex life. They go weeks, sometimes months, completely dry. And on top of that, they can't even focus on their careers because their minds are always occupied thinking about women. That so-called freedom they brag about, it makes me laugh. Meanwhile, I'm out here making moves, handling business, with a woman who gives back to me multiplied what I give her. Want some real advice? Find a good woman and commit, young man. If you handle your sexual and emotional needs from an early age, you free up a ton of time and mental energy that you can invest in other areas of your life. That's why successful people have only one woman. Now, you might not be at the level of the kind of woman you want yet, but in just 9 hours at normal speed, or 6 hours at 1.5x speed, you can finish Atomic Habits and get the knowledge you need to change your habits and, in turn, change the direction of your life.
The Black Kings get divorced, and then what happens? They're like, F it. We're moving on. Snow bunnies are going to clean you right out. So the snow bunnies get on top of things, and they mix, and they have this beautiful baby, and the process continues. So I do find that Black Kings often go to Black Queens first, and then they're like, snow bunny time. They'll either divorce them, dump them, and then move on. Swiftly move on. And they'll feel all cleansed, you know? Right. Anyway, on that note, do you like my nails? They're very Christmassy. It's almost Christmas. Divorce season's round the corner, which means snow bunnies warm in January. Yes. The Black Kings get divorced, and then what happens? They're like,
your secret is in listening to your husband. Your secret is in doing those things that please him. When you don't do those things that please your husband, you take the role of a mother, or you take the role of an older sister. What happens automatically is he starts seeing you differently. The reaction he has for those that try to tell him what to do will be the reactions he'll have towards you. Then you start saying, I don't understand. You now become anyhow. You know the meaning of anyhow? First, you would dress as you choose because he doesn't tell you what to do. You will act as you choose because he doesn't tell you what to do. You will do what you like because you are your own boss. And you know what? A man loves the one he serves and the one that serves him. He fights the one that is at the level with him. You see it? So when you find your husband trying to tell you who's the owner, who is the owner of this car, who is the owner of this, you say, are we not together? You are supposed to be together. But there's a problem. When someone starts telling you, I'm older than you, there's a reason. There's a reason. Because it's supposed to be obvious. It means you're in rebellion. And it's trying to re-emphasize some things for you. Don't make your life hard. Listen to me. To be happy in your home and in your marriage is the easiest thing in the world. Just take your role. Take your place. That place that God gave you is a beautiful place. It's a place of peace. It's a place of love. It's a place of excellence. When you come out of it, you find it's not a husband you have. You call him a husband, but he's not a husband. It's like what Jesus said. They call me Lord, Lord, but they don't do what I tell them to do. Actually, every wise person listens to wise voices. But he will listen to a wise voice that is presented wisely. Everyone rebels against the voice that tries to make a fool out of him. So even when you tell, I remember S.G. Elton, an old man of God years ago, a Briton who came to live in Nigeria for many years before he died. He made a statement. We were in a meeting with him, and he said, the best way to destroy what you're trying to say is to try to teach your teachers. Your secret is in listening to your husband. Your secret in doing.
You are going to start making money online. The best thing that you can do is build an audience online, a personal brand, even if you don't have anything to sell yet. Because when you build an audience, you have social leverage. And with social leverage, you can sell any product or service that you want, or you can even be an affiliate. And
a man's biggest test is not money or success, but the woman he chooses. Now let me say that again. Above fame, success, wealth, who is your partner? If you don't choose that person wisely, it will destroy you. I dare you to look at the Old Testament and look at Samson and Delilah. Samson thought that Delilah had his back. She married him and she kept asking him, what is your secret? What is the secret to your power? She kept nagging him. Why you don't tell me? Is it because you don't trust me? Is it because you don't love me? And nag, 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 nag. And all of a sudden, Samson says, it's my hair. Next morning, Samson wakes up bald. Philistines come in, destroy him. And he was in prison with his eyes cut out. He cried out to God and said, Lord, forgive me. Restore my power once again. And he brought down the temple of the Philistines. But Delilah brought him down. Choose wisely the woman that will be a part of your life. A man's biggest test is
Somebody's watching me.
You tell me why women don't understand this about men? Men desire respect more than we desire air in our lungs. A man will burn the world to the ground for a woman who respects him, follows his lead, and is his biggest supporter. When a man feels truly valued, when his efforts are acknowledged, his leadership is trusted. He will move mountains for the woman by his side. Respect fuels our ambition, strengthens our love, and makes us want to give you the world. A man who feels respected doesn't just provide, he protects, uplifts, and he dedicates himself fully to the woman who stands by him. But when a man feels unappreciated, constantly questioned or taken for granted, his love begins to fade. No matter how strong his feelings were, disrespect slowly eats away at our desire to give, protect, and commit. A man doesn't need perfection. He needs a woman who believes in him, supports his vision, and stands with him through every storm. When we find that, we won't just build castles for you, we'll make you queen of our entire kingdom. Can you tell me why women don't understand this about men? Men.
I'm still single. There's not a big pool of good men.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
That is a
That's
lie.
not a lie.
Listen.
What?
There's not a lot of good men who want y'all. There's a lot of good men out there where the good man at? Like they hiding under a rock or in a cave. They everywhere. They at the gas station. They at Costco. They at the bank. They walking right past you and you don't show up on their radar because of the way you are. They're going to walk right by you. Your pretty face ain't going to go too far because everybody's pretty. That's a prerequisite. So if that's all you got to offer, we're not looking at you. There's plenty of good men. They just don't want your ass. They're self-deceiving, man. I ain't never heard no woman say, I know I ain't. She'll say, this man ain't, he was bad. He was bad. But for the most part, every woman think they're a good woman.
For being there.
What makes you a good woman? Who's auditing that you're a good woman? You are auditing yourself. Why don't you ask your exes what they think? Because all your relationships diminished and ended in turmoil.
There's not a big pool of good men.
This is the first time you'll see life being born. You'll be competing with 200 million brothers and sisters for the chance to become human. This process requires not only courage, but also luck. You'll have to overcome 4 hurdles. The first hurdle, the cervix. The gate only opens in a small opening that lasts a few minutes. You'll have to push your way through. And this 20-centimeter stretch is surrounded by acidic mucus. Weak competitors will be gripped and collapse here. Only the strongest runners can break through to the second hurdle, the immune system. Here, white blood cells and macrophages will kill you mercilessly. You'll need to evade the hunters to get to the third hurdle, the crossroads of destiny. Only one of the 2 paths, left and right, has egg cells. 50% chance. Wrong choice is death. At this point, you have less than 100 left from the 200 million that were with you at the beginning. Now it's time for the final sprint. All runners are burning their last protein for energy and trying to push forward. But it's not all about being the first to arrive. There's a layer of defense on the outside of the egg cell, while the other brothers are still trying to get in. You're so far ahead of the rest, you find a way in, and you pushed your way in. Once you're inside, the outer shell of the egg cell hardens, blocking the passage completely. No one else can get in. As the winner of the competition, you will release the nucleus in your head with the father's genetic information to form a fertilized egg with the egg cell. Next, you will begin to replicate and divide, and your life will begin.
The ironic thing about life is that you are a different person to everyone you meet. To some, you're quiet.
This is the first time you'll see life being born.
The ironic thing about life is that you are a different person to everyone you meet. To some, you're quiet. To others, you never stop talking. Some see you as kind, some see you as distant. Some remember you for a single moment, a passing interaction that meant nothing to you but everything to them. You don't exist as one person. You exist as 1,000 different versions in the minds of others. And here's where it gets strange. You will never truly know yourself the way the world does. You've never heard your own voice the way others hear it. You've never looked at yourself the way a stranger passing by does. You don't see the small details, the way your presence changes a room, the way your absence lingers in places you've left behind. To yourself, you are just you. But to the world, you are a memory, a feeling, a story that lives in fragments across the minds of everyone you've ever met. And one day after you're gone, that's all that will be left of you. Not the version you knew, but the versions you never got to see. The ironic thing about life is that you are a different person